Naturally. Hope that's not on TV. All right, kids.
If they hear us singing, we'll lose our audience.
Good evening, and welcome to this meeting of the Old Kings Highway Committee of the Town of Yarmouth, which is being held in accordance with Chapter 470 of the Acts of 1973 as amended, at 7:15 p.m. on Monday, November 13th, 2023, at the Yarmouth Town Hall Hearing Room, located at 1146 Route 28, South Yarmouth. Moreover, pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, considering certain COVID-19 measures, this meeting is being run in hybrid mode, by which I mean live participation, some Zoom participation possibly. There may be even a phone call or two. We'll see. Moreover, pursuant to Chapter 4 new applications for Certificate of Appropriateness and one tabled Certificate of Appropriateness will be heard this evening in the order listed on the agenda. Actually, we are going to deviate slightly from that tonight. We are going to take the tabled item first with the permission, I hope, of everyone present for reasons that will be made clear when I conclude with this statement. Please be reminded that our committee's main purpose is to review items for appropriateness and setting, and it is the responsibility of the applicant to comply with the regulations of other town boards and departments, including building, conservation, engineering, health, zoning, and the sign inspector. You should know that there is a 10 calendar day appeal period starting once a decision is filed with the town clerk. Any person aggrieved by our decision tonight can appeal to the Regional Commission of the Old Kings Highway Historic District. Our office administrator, Lisa Sherman, will be happy to answer any questions you may have regarding this process. So, speaking of process, as some of you may know, but those of you who do not, our procedure here is to call each application in sequence, except for the fact that tonight we're hearing the tabled application first. Allow the applicant to sit at the table in front of us, speak into the microphone, present the application without interruption from members of the committee or the public, after which the committee will be free to make comments and ask questions, and then the public, including abutters and any other interested members of the public, will be free to speak on the application. And for that process, if you would kindly step up to this podium and speak into the microphone. So we're going to begin tonight with the tabled application, which is 23-123. Brian Basler is the owner, James Basler is the agent, to construct a new single-family dwelling at 63 Thatcher Shore Road, and we need to untable this application.
Move to untable 23-A123.
Second.
All in favor of untabling, signify.
Aye.
Aye.
And I will allow my vice chairman at this point to explain what is going on with this application.
All right, folks, good evening. Today we had a special meeting on site, which was an advertised public meeting, to review the siting of the proposed house. Prior to that meeting this morning, we received amended drawings from Mr. Basler that changed the design of the house that we all thought, and our attorney as well thought, were substantial enough to warrant it being considered a new application, and I'll explain that for everyone. Many people are interested in what we do here, and they see the applications as they come and as they're advertised, and they look at them online, or they'll look at because they're all published, so you can see the drawings. If people make slight modifications to something when they come before us, it's fine for us to hear those, because they might be small, a dormer changed, a window moved, something of that nature. But when there's substantial alterations to a design, enough so that someone who initially might have taken an interest in it and looked at it and thought, oh, I like that, or I have no problem with that, and then just let it go at that, they won't know about those changes because they won't be publicly advertised again. It'll just follow in due course with the application with submissions. But when you have a case like this where a house is changed substantially, neither good nor bad, just changed to the point where it becomes kind of something different, it has to be viewed as a new application, so it's advertised again for the public to see it. So that person who looked at it and thought, I like that, might say, oh, I don't like it now, and you approved it, and I didn't know it was changed to that degree. So that's why we're going to, and we've already spoken with Mr. Basler on site, and we did notify the abutters, which is why I don't see them here. What we'd like to do, what we really have to do, as much as we'd love to hear it, we can't, because we have to go through the correct process. So I'm going to ask if Mr. Basler will withdraw his application for this, for the previous, really for the prior house design. He's already submitted the new one. We are waiving the fee for a new COA. And I believe, Lisa, you have everything you need for the next application so that it can be advertised, which will mean we will hear the application and it will be the first application on November 11th. So that's what we'd like to do tonight. It's really a matter of withdrawing the application. So, Mr. Basler,
Is that December 11th?
December 11th. Mr. Basler, will you withdraw this application?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we'd like to withdraw our application without prejudice.
Absolutely. And we will hear your new application. You needn't, I don't believe, do anything more with Lisa.
I don't think so.
What you've submitted seems sufficient for us to hear it next time. And thank you. The application is withdrawn. Do I have to take a vote on that? No, you could just withdraw it.
Yeah.
And we will see you here first thing, you're number one, on December 11th.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Very much.
Thank you
And
very
I want
much.
to thank again publicly, thank you again for the effort you've put into this so far, for inviting the public to your property, for staking it out, for all you've done to help this committee understand what you want to do and your abutting neighbors. Thank you very much.
Thank you for saying that.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good night, love. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for allowing us to do that. Now I hand it back over to the chairman. He had recused himself, folks, which is why I was the one that handled this.
So we'll begin with the new application, or continue with the new applications. The first being 23-A129 is to install 3 exterior bathroom vents at 17 Church Street. Abraham and Mikhail Grader are the owners, and who do we have this evening?
I'm Rami Grader, Abraham Grader.
Thank you. Would you present your application to us?
I will try. I've never done this before, so you'll excuse me.
We don't bite.
I'm very excited to be here. So we live on Church Street, in the church of Church Street. This used to be a church. It was built in 1836, and it was deconsecrated in the 50s, and now it's a private home. It's been a private home for a long time. In 1936, a school was attached to it on the north side, and in the 70s and 80s, Herbert Sen and Helen Pond, the two stage designers, redid it and made 2 rooms on the second floor and put 2 bathrooms and did not put vents. And we find that we really need a bathroom also on the first floor, so we would like to put a bathroom on the first floor and need a vent too. One of the vents is facing the street, and the other 2 vents are facing the back towards the hydrangea farm that Mal has. And what we are proposing is to use these external vents. They're about this size. They hang on the outside. And on the front of the building, put a board. It's about 5 feet. Put a board over it, kind of the same as on the church side, in order to hide it from the street. That's what we're asking for, to put in these 3 vents.
So can I ask you if you're applying to put in a new bathroom at the same time?
Yes, we've already talked to the.
Have you come before us, though?
They don't need to
have
put an
to.
effect
Oh,
on
it's-
it.
In a new bathroom?
No,
No.
it's interior.
It's not, yeah, if it's not exterior,
Okay,
we
then.
won't see it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
We've cleared it with
Still
the
learning.
team, and we have a contractor, and we're going to go through and get all the permits and everything. But that's the 3 vents are the
Okay.
problem we're having is no vents.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Exterior bathroom.
Am I missing something? Is there anything else?
I'm going to say, sir, I think, first of all, your house is magnificent. I mean, I've seen the listings previously for it. It's spectacular.
We're trying to conserve everything we can about the house.
I want to say, to the fact that I would even question whether you needed to come before us to put a vent for a bathroom on the outside of the house. And the fact that you have, I think, speaks to your stewardship of the house. And I thank you for that, because it's such a small, minor thing that really is a necessity in order for you to put a bathroom in. I think it's very admirable of you. You obviously really care about the house and understand its importance.
Yep.
And so thank you for that.
We've restored the clock. And,
Nice.
You have the original tower clock?
yeah, it's
mechanism?
original tower from 1836.
I don't think we should
It's
approve this
running.
without a complete tour.
We're done with the concern with a mess, so you don't want to come now.
That's amazing that you've
It's an
done that.
amazing house, and you know, it's
astounding, really.
It's wonderful.
I would echo what the vice chairman just said, and also add that I'm pleased that you're making an effort to camouflage the vent, even though the vent will probably be barely noticeable from Church Street. You're going the extra mile to camouflage it. So obviously, as was stated by our vice chairman, you have a high degree of sensitivity for this magnificent building, which is a landmark in Yarmouthport. Congratulations for owning it.
Yes.
And are there any comments or questions from the committee other than what's been said? Are there any questions or comments from the public or other abutters?
Can we check in to see who's on Zoom?
I don't think there's, I can't see it.
No one's raised their hand.
What does it say?
Kayla.
Michaela.
Kayla?
That's your wife?
That's my wife.
That's his wife.
Hey, your
She
wife.
doesn't need, does she want to make a
She's going to
comment?
object.
Country, you know.
Okay.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion at this
I
point.
move to approve.
I second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, congratulations. And if you'd be kind enough to sign this document, which simply says if you intend to change anything, you'll let us know. It's just a formality. I'm sure you won't.
You know you own a real prize there. It's spectacular.
There you are, right here, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck with it.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
Not too bad, huh?
As did I. I said I learned something too. so.
Next time when you come, you'll see the bill, the old bill
There you go.
Oh,
in the garden. And this
Oh, wow.
they drove after the Vietnam War. They ran this before.
Oh, my gosh.
Threw it out. It's in the basement.
Oh,
Oh, that's incredible.
Oh,
Oh, that's
nice.
very
All right,
cool.
have a good night, love.
great. Good night, sir.
Michaela.
I've seen the listing for it. If you folks can look up the listing for this address, it's 17 Church Street. Look at like Realtor.com or something and see an old listing. It's unbelievable inside that house.
He's back. Other than that. Oh, there you
Not
go.
going anywhere.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good night.
the next item on the agenda is 23-A130. It's to construct a fence at 111 Starbuck Lane. Gail Burns is the owner, and ProFence is the agent. And are you Gail?
I am Gail.
Tell us about your fence, Gail.
Thank you. I am also a first-timer here, so
We don't hurt.
follow. I don't have a magnificent property, but it still is a nice house.
But it's home.
Yeah, it's 111 Starbuck Lane. It's the last street on Starbuck on the Wares road side of the side. Right now, the property is completely enclosed in the back and side with a wooden fence, and that is for privacy reasons. But this past year, I've had more and more coyote sightings and problems in the neighborhood seeing them actually coming into my property. And it's made me very nervous because a lot of times we're in the backyard, children, small dog, and I'm just nervous that they're going to come in, when we're having dinner or something. So I started looking at completely fencing in the left and the right side. And I worked with ProFence to come up with a solution that was going to work really the best for the way my property is laid out. And all of this is in here, all the dimensions and everything. Their recommendation, and what I would like to put in, is a black chain link fence rather than the wooden fence for several reasons. One, on the left side of my house, first of all, there's pictures and it shows the whole front of the house is all trees, so you can't even barely see the house. On the left side, there's a lot of trees where that fence will go. So I would have to take down trees to put a wooden fence in.
Right.
And that would make it very difficult. On the left side, there's a driveway. It's about 100 feet from the street. It's a very long driveway, slopes down. The fence would go behind, I think there's 6 pine trees, about 10-foot trees. It'll go behind the trees, so it will be hidden. But it will come up the side of the driveway so that it can go across and attach to the side of the house in the back. There'll be a 5-foot gate so that we can access the backyard, and I have landscapers that have mowers and things. So that's essentially the request. It's for security reasons as opposed to privacy reasons, and the chain link is preferred. So also I can see people if they come into the driveway. It would be difficult to have a wooden fence going across that piece of the property.
Okay.
So I don't know what else. I mean, everything is in here, dimensions, pictures.
Yeah, no, it's well
Is there-
documented.
yeah.
You've done a very good job with your application.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have a question for you. You finished?
Yes.
On looking from the street, and you really can't even see your house from the street because of all you have in front of it, but the bushes and trees.
Yeah.
On this side, will you be able to retain this vegetation?
That's what I'm hoping to with the chain link, but the wooden would not make that possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly why
'Cause
I prefer
it's
that.
even it practically touches the corner of your house. It
Yeah,
seems. Yeah.
It does, yeah.
You have a very nice yard.
Well, thank you.
And effectively, as again, this view from the street here, you really can't even see the front of your house.
No, you really can't, and actually in the driveway, there's usually cars, so it's completely blocked.
Good point.
Yeah, I do have another picture I took from the street with the cars, but
Well, I mean, I'll
more
give my opinion
questions.
first. As you probably know, shy away strongly from chain link fences. But in this instance, we have had times where we've exempted it, particularly if there's landscaping, and we've approved it. We did one on Route 6A, which is very prominent, actually, and they did, in fact, I don't know if you've all seen it, landscape it very nicely. So, I understand it. And it's 6 feet high.
yes.
Which one are you talking about?
That house, it's practically in Dennis.
Yes, right after Oliver's on the
Yes.
left. Okay, I've seen that, yeah.
And remember, he promised us he'd
Yeah, yeah.
landscape it, and they actually have landscaped it very lovely. It's not a 6-foot tall fence, but it seems very little of it actually will show.
So I have a question regarding the existing stockade fence. Are you hoping to augment that fence with chain link? In other words?
No, it will just, I need to block in the left and right side, so it'll actually come off of the right side of the fence behind the trees, and then the other side, there isn't a fence at all, it'll just.
But you're keeping the
I am
the stockade
keeping-
fence around
Yes,
the
it goes around the perimeter, the back and the sides. This is just blocking it in so something can't walk down the driveway.
So making a yard that's enclosed.
Exactly, so, yeah, again, coyote can't.
I'm just thinking from a practical perspective, you've got, 75% of your fence will be stockade and the other 30% will be chain link. And you wanted to install chain link in preference to a wooden fence for security reasons.
Vision. She wants to be able to.
So,
Yeah.
this, are you happy with the stockade for security reasons?
Yeah, the stockade is fine, but where this would be, it would be very difficult to make that also stockade, to fence in both sides.
Plus you want visibility through the fence.
Yeah, I don't want a big wooden fence so I can't even see it my driveway, so that, for that reason as well, yeah.
Okay.
And it is 6 feet high, so it is coyote-proof. That was important to me. It has to be so many feet in the ground in order to,
Can leap
Sure,
quite
it-
far, as I understand, yeah, but
It
6
can.
feet prevents it, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from the committee?
I just would note that because of, people who we will deny similar fencing, that we would see not on the, if you're looking at your house, the left-hand side, won't see that. That's going to be hidden.
Yep.
The fencing that's really right behind the driveway will be visible from Starbucks, but you'd really have to look hard before you've already gone by it.
Most of it's covered by
the trees.
By the trees as well.
That's what I'm saying, but if somebody wanted to make an issue, they
Yes,
could.
yes.
So I just want to point that out, that
Yeah.
I'm with you, but
There's cars in the driveway most times,
think
so
that's a
that would
good point.
completely block it
Yeah.
as well. But there will be, I'm sure, times when there's no cars, but
Yeah.
it's not the
we're-
majority of the
We're
time.
going to move away
just-
from,
Playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Vegetation has a way of being impermanent. Sometimes trees die, trees get cut down. So this fence, which might not be visible or barely visible now, at some future day could become visible. So just want to make that statement
yeah.
for whatever it's worth. Any other comments or questions from the committee? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve it.
Second.
Okay, all in favor of approval signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And aye.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. If you're going to make any changes, you need to let us know. So for that purpose, if you would kindly come up and sign this document.
So this is your first time with an application before us?
Yes.
You've done a very fine job of preparing a good application, and I will tell you, well, Lisa, again, she's the answer to all Moon's problems. Had you not prepared it as well as this, I would say there would be a very good chance you would have been denied. So it goes
Yeah, this is true.
to everyone's advantage to do a good application, and that was a very good one.
And
I'm not surprised
transparency.
that Lisa helped you. She's great.
You're welcome. I told them.
Good luck with it, and good night.
Good luck. Good night. On this, before we start on the next one, does anyone have the actual color chips for the next one? I don't.
Not I, said
I
the
do, I believe I do.
Bob does, okay.
Yeah.
Pass those around when the time comes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. If anyone else want to see it, welcome to hand it over.
Oh, my God.
The next item on the agenda is 23-A131. It's to paint the front of the house at 16 White Rock Road. 18 White Rock Road. New glasses. Shauna and Jonathan Lockley are the owners. You must be Jonathan.
I am Jonathan.
Present your application to us.
My name is Jonathan Lockley. I live at 18 White Rock Road. My wife and I have lived there for pretty close to 7 years now, and happy wife, happy life. She would like to change the front of the house. We are noticing that the clapboard is starting to rot away down on the lower bottoms. Being a home improvement contractor, I'd like to keep it clapboard, change it, but the wife would like to have a new color and keep the shutters the same color,
The blue.
the blue.
Okay, that's the question I was going to ask. Okay.
Which are blue now, his shutters are blue now.
So, sir, if I could ask, so the body of the house is the yellow? Or the green?
Not as of now. Those are the.
What do you want it to be?
If you can see, there's one that's labeled 1, 2, and 3 as
Yes.
her choices.
Oh, they're,
Oh, so you haven't decided?
Correct.
She's decided.
Which one does she want?
Number 1
she wants lemon meringue for the body of the house.
for the body of the house.
And the
Yes.
trim?
And the trim would stay white, and the shutters would not change color. They would stay the blue.
So they'll stay, they're blue, right?
Correct.
Can I see the chips when you get a chance?
I just want to show it just to show how couple of photocopies. On the bottom are your chips. On the top is my color photocopy.
I see where the confusion. Yes. Yeah.
So this green looks completely white. Do you want to see them? There's something.
We pass the chips back.
He-
So
John
as
wanted to see them.
that went through the process, the printer it changed the color.
Very much.
Never rely on them.
Yes.
It's nobody's fault. They're never true. Same thing with your computer screen.
Okay.
So number 1 is your wife's first choice.
First choice.
With the blue, huh?
She came up with the second and third to appease the board if they didn't like the first color. So
I'm going to be on, can I speak yet, or should I wait?
I'm sorry?
Can I speak yet, or should I wait?
If you're done,
I'm done, sir.
okay.
So just looking at the chips and the blue shutters, I have no problem with the chips. Lemon meringue's a bit yellow, but she likes it. But I am a little bit, the blue shutters might not be quite as appealing on the lemon meringue, but that's my opinion, so take a look.
There is a house on West Yarmouth Road just after the railroad tracks as you're heading towards Bayberry.
Okay,
And they're pretty close to the same blue shutters.
okay.
I think I know where that is.
And that's
Yes.
what she likes. And she likes that.
Yes, Shauna likes
That's
that, yeah.
influenced
I've actually seen a lot of houses with that combination, the yellow with the blue shutters. I personally, is not my favorite, but I've seen a lot of them.
Okay.
I would tend to agree with you. It's usually, they would go with the black shutter.
Right.
Or dark green.
Or dark,
Or-
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Careful what you say.
She's not listening, is she?
I would agree that it's a little yellow for my taste. I wish it was a little earthier, but again, I have a difficult time.
And we're not talking
What color
about,
they want.
yeah, I mean, it's not,
Are there any other questions or comments from the committee?
No.
Any questions or comments from abutters or other interested members of the public? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion.
I'll move.
go ahead.
I move to approve 23A 131 to paint the house at 18 White Rock Road.
And I will second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And if you'll just come up and sign this, in case you decide to overrule your wife, which would be unwise.
Well, there we are.
And tell her we love the combination.
There. Oops. There you go. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck. Enjoy.
Aye.
Last time we were out of here at 11:30. This is going to be nicer.
The next item on the agenda is 23-A132 to install a fence and paint the front door at 500 Route 6A. Arpad Varos and Sheila Fitzgerald are the owners. Familiar faces. So, good evening. So,
Saw me wave at you a little earlier, Sheila, when I noticed.
so tell us about your application.
So we want to put up a fence for, obviously, privacy, but we have 2 dogs, and their safety is our absolute concern. So we want to have a fence that, as you're looking at the house, starts off the leftmost portion of the house, yeah. And then goes along the property line to the people to the left. How many feet? It's about 80 feet, and then goes all the way across, and then comes up and connects to the accessory building. It'll be cedar. It's either going to be 5-foot cedar with 1-foot lattice or 4-foot cedar with a 2-foot lattice. We don't have the contractor yet. We're getting all of our estimates and
4.5 and
whatnot.
1.5.
Right.
But
What's
it's,
really difficult right now is finding product.
Oh.
We came across a place today from Marshfield where they manufacture everything.
Oh.
But it's so ridiculously expensive. You could buy a nice Toyota with it.
Wow.
so,
We're still shopping. I found some up in Maine, but I don't have a picture of it. I don't want seconds. We want something that's really stunning.
Anything on the Cape?
Pardon me?
You couldn't find anything on the Cape that had stock? Did you try, what's one in East Falmouth? Eagle Fence in East Falmouth? Did you try them?
All right, I'm meeting with 2 more, one local tomorrow and one on Wednesday as well. So,
but, you know that really nice fence on Gingerbread? That's
The one
kind
you
of,
sent the
that's,
picture.
That's what we're looking for.
that's what we're looking to do. We had questioned whether or not we would paint the part that faced 6A white or leave it natural, and we're just gonna kind of wait and see how it looks before we
There
determine
you
it.
go.
Obviously, we'll do landscaping, et cetera, et
Right.
cetera. I've spoken to the neighbors to the left of me. They're anxious for it to go up because they've been putting up with the construction and they want to finish their landscaping as well. So, it's, again, it's for aesthetics, but it's mostly for the dogs, keeping the dogs safe. And if you ever lost a dog on 6A, you don't ever want to go through that again. So,
Jesus, no.
that's that.
So
It's a
you're all
fence.
done?
I'm pretty well
Okay.
done, yeah.
It seems I'm destined to all these dog issues this week. And you weren't here earlier, so you didn't hear Sheila. You know Lucy.
Chip,
We
I do
lost
too.
her on Thursday.
Oh
think
my
we
God,
all
I'm
do
so
this case.
sorry.
Cancer. So we had to put her down on Thursday.
So-
So it's all about dogs tonight.
It's all about dogs?
You and Dawn.
So,
Dogs and fences tonight.
And
Thank
then
you.
the door, we're gonna do, we haven't built the barn door yet. I'm sure that's a question people are wondering. The barn door is going to be going up that we have.
I'd like to
planned.
discuss that at some point if we could.
It's going to be, it is gonna be made of reclaimed wood from the barn. And that door's gonna be black. And then the front doors, the 6A facing doors and the door for the accessory building, we would like to paint that. I forgot if it's classic burgundy or
Yes.
whatever,
Classic
Yes.
the chip that you have.
Yep.
It says black.
Yeah.
okay, are there any comments or questions from the committee?
Classic burgundy when it came out black.
I don't-
That's a real chip?
That's the chip.
Yeah, it's a nice color.
Yeah, no, the chip is
Thank you
nice.
for swapping out the front door for one with side lights.
You know what? It looks so much better. The original.
So I don't have a question about that. And I think it's a lovely fence. And so I
The
don't,
only shame of it is you won't be able to see much of it from 6As, so.
And that's the nice part of it as well, because
It's a-
it doesn't detract from the property.
so I won't talk on it now until we're through with this business, but I'd love to talk about the door because I think perhaps what you were planning on doing, again, I'll just say this as preface to it, is more elaborate than what needs to be done for the barn door or faux barn door. So, but anyway, that we can wait till we're done. No, I think it's I love this color. Do you all have the actual color chip or does it all look black to you?
No, we have the actual color chip.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to play pickleball, so
That's on hold for a little while,
I
so.
can imagine why.
I would love to, but it's.
What's
you know,
on hold?
Pickleball and cocktails is really what I'm looking forward to.
I think the cocktails will go through fine. The
Yeah.
pickleball may,
Yeah. Or wait
Face
till I
some-
put a silencer on that ball.
it's something, we gotta do something. I have no problem, it all sounds good to me.
Any other comments or questions from the committee? I don't see any abutters or other interested members of the party unless they're online, which I don't believe they are, so I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve 23-A132.
Second.
Awesome,
All in
thank you.
favor signify by saying aye.
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 On down.
Richard.
And aye.
Good eye.
Okay, so before we go, just let's finish this
You have
business
to- you have
first.
to sign
and
away
if
your
you'll
first
sign
child.
this to say if you're going to change your mind,
Oh, that's right, it's not the first child.
So Sheila, there's
you'll let us know.
tennis courts in Chatham by the old high school that they want
you're
to
such
convert
a
to.
weed.
They were converting the neighbors. They're requiring them to put $100,000 in soundproofing around it.
Mackerel.
It's really, I knew it
Soundproofing
became an issue
pickleball
in like
court in
Falmouth
Chatham.
and Woods Hole, and, I mean, that's why Flax Pond is so perfect, because
Yeah.
it's really, doesn't
Right.
bother anybody. But right now, it's just,
It all goes way
I
back.
just want to move in.
Way back,
Yeah.
yeah.
And our pet plays a lot more than I do.
I agree.
We love it, it's just a great way to,
Accessory apartments?
Yes.
I started playing with Gail 2 years ago, and then
Square feet of reclaimed
Yeah.
wood.
Oh, that's great.
Beams are up, rails are
Oh,
being fabricated.
lovely.
Some of the beams are refabbed wood too,
Okay,
right? Some of the
so
beams
before
inside.
we get too far down this road, let me just say that we are finished with the application. It's been approved. Congratulations, good luck with it. And now we are about to embark on an informal discussion, if you would like.
Sure, I
That's
mean,
up to you. It's entirely up to you. It's not on the agenda, but I think it would be okay with this committee, if it's okay with you, to proceed with an informal discussion,
Yes.
which was suggested by the vice chairman.
This is the thing I want to say. I think, Arpad, when you called me at one point to discuss it, so we know of your troubles you've had with the builder.
Don't.
Well, they had some troubles with the builder who didn't come through doing all the work that they needed done. I think that's might be an oversimplification, but
Okay.
Fact.
effectively what happened.
Is this Chris Vincent?
Names are
maybe we
not
shouldn't-
supposed
maybe we
to be
shouldn't.
used.
Another builder, a builder. So the barn never got finished, and you had made some alterations to the design. I think it was going to be windows with doors. Anyway, the modillions never got placed on the. Do you, by the way, have any original modillions? You have one. That's all you need. So that's great. So those need to be put up. And the door. I was looking on a totally separate issue, just looking through the state archives or the Commonwealth archives of photographs, and found a great, you might have seen it. It's a photograph of your house with like a 1940s automobile in it. And I think I'm right in saying that the barn doors or doors weren't, they opened on the inside, not on the outside, or they opened out. They didn't slide.
Right.
So my point is, and I might have misunderstood our conversation, I think you thought of putting like a track so it looked like it would slide, when in fact they opened out or in, they just were on hinges and opened
So we
out.
don't need it.
You don't, in fact, you shouldn't have it. You shouldn't have that sliding hardware. It should just appear to be doors that would, you know, effectively, in fact, if they opened out, that's even better. I like that even better, because if they opened in, they would have been recessed from the front of the face. If they in fact opened out, then they would, you know, probably still be flush with the outside of the building. But we would want it, I think, I speak for the committee's sake, to reproduce, replicate what was there.
Yeah.
It would simply effectively be a big panel, you know, with trim around it, but no hardware to make it look as though it would have slid.
Do we need a lintel?
I would again look at the historic photographs.
Have it right
You
here.
have them right here. So if you have the historic photographs, replicate that detail to the degree that you can. So don't go overly fancy with it. Make it look like it did. But don't put the kind of sliding barn door hardware on it. That would be the only thing I would say, because you don't need it, and it isn't what it was.
It's simple.
Keep it what it was appearance-wise in terms of those doors. That's my only comment. And of course, the modillions replicate what those are and put them back up.
You're talking about on the eaves.
People call them brackets.
Right.
I have one, but I don't think it's as old as the one you've got.
People call them brackets, but technically they're modillions.
Oh, those are.
That's the picture.
Just for, in case there's anyone watching this, God help them, but in case there's anyone watching this, there's the history on this is that when we met before, and you will recall, and we discussed recreating the barn, that there was a consensus, which I believe you agreed to, that you would recreate what was there faithfully, and that would include the modillions. So, all right, as long as
Didn't get done.
it's a work in progress, in other words, and we're on the same
I'm
page.
happy that it's not done too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be done, and you were shortchanged effectively.
Part of the contract.
Okay, well, this is gratifying. Thank you both.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. All.
So may I ask you another unrelated question?
Yes.
So you're still involved with your much revered restaurant, but you did in fact hand it over to your co-partner?
Our longtime employee.
Now, are you going to be sticking around for a while, or is this kind of a trade-off? Because, you've been for so long so associated with it.
It's hard to walk away, so we're there, I'm there probably more nights than Arpad. But we're trying to let him, feel his way through, but we're there assisting him. And, I'll look in the reservation book and say, oh, look who's coming in tonight, so I'll go over, and I socialize now, so I don't have I don't have a lot lot of the responsibility.
Headaches.
I don't have the headaches.
Which restaurant?
Grandma with the grandkids.
Well, I'd
You
like to
don't
think
have
of
to
myself
raise
as a
them, but you get to have fun with them, give them ice cream and candy.
Yeah, I get to
And then
have
they
all
go
the fun.
home.
Exactly.
We like to give them booze.
So, no, we're still there. I mean, I don't think we would have built a house a mile down the road if we were planning on not still getting our hands in there, so.
I love the old Yarmouth Inn.
All right, well, I guess everyone would like to stay a lot longer, but,
So, yeah, we can
and I may be in the
continue this if you
minority, but I do think we're
we're
done,
here
and
till
thank you very
11:10.
much.
I know.
We need to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks very much.
Good night.
Thank you, I will.
So do I hear a motion regarding the minutes?
To approve I second it.
Done, yes.
All right, all in
Not even
favor?
close.
Excuse me, Cindy? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 May I say, though, Cindy, thank you for the careful corrections.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Cindy's very good at that.
Yeah.
Good night.
Sorry, who moved and to approved and who seconded? I was
I
talking to
did not
Cindy.
do either, down there.
I seconded it.
Okay.
All right.
Do we know who moved to approve?
I did.
Okay, thank you. All right, thanks, sorry.
Okay, I have no new business unless anyone else does. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nay.
That's okay, you're overruled. Good evening, everybody.